Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, World of Wrestling and Wrestling Fan 1999 present to you Raw Review January 18th, 2016. And if you're not down with that, well, then we got a couple of words for you. Whatever the amount may be, don't
Fuck
watch.
you,
Not to
Vince.
mention, huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
But anyway, point taken is that this show, ladies and gentlemen, before we really get into the details of what happened on the show, my co-host here from Monday Night Raw Review, John, did not get an opportunity to see everything that happened because of
Saw most of the stuff.
but saw most of the stuff because of certain situations going on in his personal life, which I will not reveal. Um, but yes, at this time, we are going to get into this Raw review, and personally, I believe this Raw review, once again, was shit. What do you think, John?
Well, from what I saw, nothing really fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, personally, the ending was pretty fucking messed up the way they made Brock look. But I'll get into that once we get to the end of the show, because that was the ending segment of Monday Night Raw. So we start things off. We get Roman Reigns in the ring. He's doing some bullshit talking with Chris Jericho. And I don't know if you got to see this on YouTube or not with the highlights of Monday Night Raw or anything.
Yeah, I saw
But
the beginning.
yeah, well, the promo, I personally, I didn't mind the promo. I think Roman Reigns is getting a little bit better with his promos.
Yeah,
Uh,
much better
but
than last year.
yeah, way better than last
Where
year.
he was telling the fairy tales.
Yeah, something like that. He said something like "suckering succotash" in one of like a SmackDown episode. That like seemed totally out of character for him. I don't even understand why they did that, but whatever. Um, didn't watch that episode. Plan on never seeing it, by the way. um, but anyway, yeah, Roman Reigns, he talked about wanting to call out Brock Lesnar and all worth reason why. I mean, he was beaten down like a government mule like he did at WrestleMania 31, so that made a lot of sense. Chris Jericho comes out, he mentions, he's going to be on the highlight reel, so why not just go ahead and have you two join in together on the show and just add you part of it. So, I mean, we get that, and that's the ending segment of the show anyway. And the League of Douchebags come out, or
Jobbers.
yeah, League of Jobbers. I like calling them the League of Douchebags, though, John. I
League of
think it's a
faggots.
lot better. But we get the League of Douchebags coming out talking shit about the fucking garbage about how they should be on the highlight reel too. Like, why are they important? You're a league of garbage. Who gives a fuck?
League of
You know
shit.
exactly. I mean, they're unimportant. There's nothing original about these guys. They're wannabe Evolution, and Evolution was great, and you guys are garbage. You don't even make any sense whatsoever to begin with. Um, so we get that, and Rusev tried to put over a good promo. Fortunately, he was a little over the top, in my personal opinion, but he had emotion involved in this. A lot better than the other three assholes that were doing their promo. But personally, I think that Rusev was the best one out of the four. Wade Barrett didn't do anything. He didn't say nothing. He just stood there like an idiot, like he has been the last few years lately, which is very sad because I always thought he would have turned out to be something.
Got,
Um,
got buried by Cena.
well, I don't think. Everybody says that. John Cena buried this guy, this one buried. Vince McMahon buries these guys. That's who buries these guys, okay? I mean, then you might as well say Roman Reigns buries everybody else too. Because he's been the focal point of Vince McMahon's whole build up for this damn program, and it's insane. I mean, like, jumping around here, we go ahead and we got Vince McMahon doing a first entrant draw,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
that was the most rigged fucking draw I have ever seen. And they've done this in the past before with trying to find out. I think it was dealing with The Rock possibly on who, or not The Rock. I think it was somebody else. I don't remember. A specific wrestler was supposed to draw to find out what entrant he was supposed to be in, and it was number one every single time he pulled the ball out of the thing, and he found out later it was rigged anyhow. So that was done before, and this was obvious it was going to happen again anyway. So that was retarded too. That whole segment. I mean, and the way Stephanie McMahon was kissing her father's ass, she might as well should have sucked his dick. But I mean, it was pretty fucking messed up. But anyway, getting back to the promo, Rusev, with all the bickering and ranting back and forth with Jericho and Roman Reigns, Rusev gets a match with Roman Reigns with Chris Jericho as the special guest referee. Now, I don't know what your opinion of this match, John, was, but I kind of liked it. I actually did. Rusev was very good. Rusev, number one, finally fought an opponent he hasn't fought a gazillion times. And somebody that's actually more meaningful for him to face. I mean, it was the world heavyweight champion that he was going up against. And it was a good match. The fans were into it. People were getting involved. I mean, they were really into it altogether. So, I mean, it was a good match. I mean, what did you think of it?
I actually thought it was a good match, but I think I saw like the cut version that they upload on YouTube, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was good interference. It's like Jericho was like kicking everybody out, and the classic, you're out of here.
Yeah, but the whole that whole thing that he did with everybody while he was getting them out, he did like a flip or
Yeah,
something.
like cartwheel.
Yeah, cartwheel. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Jericho? Like, what the fuck? He seemed like a madman out there as the referee. But yeah, Rusev was trying to go for a super kick on Jericho when he turned around, but Rusev got hit with the Superman punch and the spear for the 1, 2, 3. The only issue that I have with this match, and I've been saying this for about a year now, since Roman Reigns has been getting this push, he needs to add more moves to his repertoire. That's his major issue. His promos, I'm actually getting very. I'm getting behind his promos. I don't have a problem with his promos. But his in-ring work still needs a lot of work. I mean, really, I mean, every move is the same freaking thing. Superman punch, clothesline, spears. I mean, it's just. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Those moves are good for his, with what he's got right now, but he needs to add more. That's what made John Cena this past year with the U.S. Open challenges so entertaining. He put more into the match. He had a lot more wrestling moves. I mean, out, stating the one thing that maybe shouldn't have never been done is that springboard Stone Cold's stunner, but it was something different at least. But all in all, I mean, John Cena changed his wrestling moves, and people started giving him some respect. I have to admit that. But Roman Reigns, he's in the same hole that John Cena was. Hopefully, he adds more moves to his in-ring work before he gets stale and old real fast. I mean, personally, that's
like
just
Cena.
how it is. Yeah, I mean, Cena. I don't.
That's in my opinion. That's why the fans started turning on him in 2005.
Yeah, that's very true. He was too much of a Hulk Hogan wannabe, and personally, I think John Cena is a hell of a lot better of a wrestler than Hulk Hogan ever was. But regardless of all that, he still needed that extra boost of moves in his matches to make them entertaining instead of being the same old shit. And that's where Roman Reigns has to do the same thing. So we move on, blah blah blah. We get Brie Bella and Natalya. Did not even
Who
watch
gives a
this
shit?
match. I didn't even watch it. I turned
Goes
it
right
off
past it.
immediately. Came on. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Bray Wyatt
Wait.
versus yeah.
Speaking on this, what's up with this Divas Revolution? I mean, nothing's really changed. I mean, we got 2 Divas matches that may be a little bit longer, but it's still the same shit. Like, who cares?
Well, personally, you know where the revolution's coming in? It's with Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Because you said it too, and I have to admit it, and I said it while I was watching Raw tonight. I said that Becky Lynch has got really good mic work skills. She
Yeah,
may have a thick accent, but she's really good. She was great tonight too.
I think
Speaking of that,
I said that in my Raw review.
yeah, that's where I remember hearing you say that. I thought it was on one of our random wrestling talk episodes with Matt. But yeah, yeah, she was really good on the mic today. She did a really good interaction with Ric Flair. Speaking of that, what is going on? They're making like Charlotte is taking a back seat to Ric Flair. It seems like Ric Flair's having a match with Becky Lynch instead of Charlotte herself. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, man? I really think it's insane.
I actually didn't see what happened. What happened?
Oh. Well, now that I informed you of that, I mean, really, what do you think of that? I mean, like, do you think that's the right way to go with Charlotte, or are you just gonna, it's just gonna
No,
ruin her?
they shouldn't have. They never even should have brought like Ric Flair into this. It should have just been Charlotte on her own.
Yeah, Matthew even said that too. He said the exact same thing. He said that they should have just had Ric Flair outside, maybe you had that celebration when she
For
won the
Divas.
Divas title,
Yeah.
but other than that, he should have been long gone after that. And I agree. I think this is hurting her badly. I don't know where they think this is helping her whatsoever. But who gives a fuck, really? But I think this match at the Royal Rumble. I don't know if you knew this. Becky Lynch and Charlotte will be at the Royal Rumble for the Divas Championship, which I think is going to be pretty decent. I don't think it's going to be bad at all. We also had Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Bray Wyatt versus Ryback, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Devon Dudley. The Dudley boys once
Who cares?
again take the loss. This match was just, there was nothing stood out. It was just the same garbage. The Wyatts just keep beating the Dudley boys. What's the point? I mean, at least have 1 or 2 wins involved in the losses that they get, but they don't get nothing
I
out
don't
of
know.
the Wyatts.
They lost
They
to
just lose.
TLC. Lost the night after TLC.
Yep, they lost. They've only had 1 win. That was on SmackDown in a tables match. That's it. That's all they gotten out of this. That's pretty fucking horrible. Big
Did they?
Show versus Heath Slater. Wow, what a fucking waste of time that was. Those 4 guys, the social outcasts, they make them seem like they're freaking insane, like they belong in Bellevue or something. In a mental
That's so
facility.
stupid.
They are. They're a bunch of idiots. The only one that really stands out to me that I actually like and would like to see become something of any kind is Curtis Axel, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only one that seems like he's got the look of any kind of superstar at all.
I know. He's the only one that I like out of those 4. The rest of them, fuck them.
Yeah. Bo Dallas is the brother of Bray Wyatt, and he's worse than Bray Wyatt ever could be.
Believe.
Yeah, believe my ass.
Believe you'll go nowhere.
Okay, so we already talked about the tumbling thing for the #1 entrant. We talked about Becky Lynch versus she faced Tamina, which is horrible. Tamina's gotten no push since the day she started, and she was the daughter of fucking Jimmy Snuka, who was a
I
great
don't think they
superstar.
say that anymore because of what happened.
Yeah, I haven't heard them ever say Jimmy Snuka anymore, but it
Yeah,
doesn't really.
they just call her Tamina now, not Tamina Snuka.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Wow, that's pretty stupid. Just because the guy went ahead and was a dumbass, but whatever.
She did have, I think, one Divas title match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, but who the hell remembers that? I don't. I mean, I'm surprised you even remember that.
Because I just watched it not too long ago, the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. That
That's probably the
explains
only
why.
reason.
That explains why then.
It was a
Um,
bad match too.
yeah. Dean Ambrose and Kalisto versus Del Rio and Sheamus. Dean Ambrose was slow in this match. He didn't really stand out to me. The guy that stood out in this match was Kalisto. He was fucking unreal in this match. I don't know if you saw this match.
No, I didn't.
Kalisto, if you get a chance, go on watchwrestling.to. And you'll be able to pull that up off of the internet
Yeah, I
and
tried
see the.
using that link and nothing showed up.
Well, just type it in and it'll work. I think maybe just how I typed it, the link didn't work properly. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Or just because it's different type of link, like it's not a regular .com type of thing, it might have not worked for that reason. I'm not sure. But you type it in, it will pull it up, with no problem. And you have to have it all as like one word, no like space or anything like that. Um, but obvious that's pretty much core of the thing. But anyway, moving on with stuff here. Kalisto, yeah, he stood out in this match. He did a lot of moves. Did a spinning tornado DDT to Sheamus, which almost got botched because Sheamus is a fucking dumbass of late. I don't know what the hell's happened to him. Ever since he lost this tough guy attitude with Triple H back in 2010 and so forth, and he became a face and then went back to a heel. He's been absolute garbage. Nothing entertaining about him. Sheamus and Del Rio, though, pick up the victory. Sheamus got the bro kick on Kalisto, even though Kalisto was fucking on fire in this match. And Kalisto, though, did botch one move. His finisher, he tried to run up the ropes. I don't know if it was actually a botch. It might have been just a part of the whole match. You'd have to watch it yourself, and it may just be an opinion of mine, or it might be factual. I'm not sure. But yeah, Sheamus and Del Rio pick up the victory. Decent match, nothing bad there. Um, then they go on a tour. They talk about the tour in India. 23,000 people, which is pretty cool. To have that many people show up for a live event. Too bad they can't do that at an actual Raw or SmackDown show.
I don't even go to live events anymore.
Huh?
Like I don't even go to any live events around here.
I
Well,
don't even, dude. I don't even go to the Raw or SmackDown events. We're having SmackDown here in Tampa on the 26th, and I'm not even going to see it. I'm
yeah,
also moving at that time too. I might not even be able to see the Royal Rumble. It all depends how long it takes me to get all the moving done. That's why we didn't do random wrestling talk Sunday. We did it Saturday
yeah.
because I had to do moving.
I had to work Saturday, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. It's cool though, and that's why we're doing the Raw review together tonight.
Yeah.
um, even though there ain't much to talk about for this shit. Did you get a chance to see the promo that the New Day did on the trombone?
Yeah. Fuck. Why they just want to make these guys just be fucking stupid fucks?
I have to say one thing. It was funny. I can't deny that. It was stupid funny. It wasn't. It's like that one movie. You ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yeah.
Okay. Think
Jim
of
Carrey.
that shoving a dildo up your ass. That was funny. Okay? Because that's all that was. That was a dildo being shoved up all three of their asses. Because they were just fucking retarded. Plain and simple. Um, Nothing.
I didn't even know that trombone had a name. I didn't realize that till
Yeah, I
uh,
didn't. I didn't know that either. They call it Francisco or some shit. I don't.
Francesca. I don't know who gives a shit.
Exactly. There's no rhyme or reason for it, and doesn't even. It's not even that important. But yeah,
Officially, the trombone is buried.
yeah, it's buried. It's done with. Kind of like John Cena's career this year. uh,
So this is gonna be
because
like his first WrestleMania he's missed since 19.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's been at every single WrestleMania, which I am in a way, I'm kind of happy because outside of Undertaker, if he was going to face Roman Reigns or anybody else, I think
Yeah,
I would have been pulling my hair out of my head.
yeah. Maybe this will give like other guys a chance. So there's that to it.
Yeah, I
I mean,
definitely want to see something different.
I'm not the biggest fan of Cena, but I don't want to see him get hurt or nothing. But
Yeah,
same time, I'm glad somebody else get a chance.
yeah, exactly. Jey Uso versus Big E. They faced. Oh God, what a fucking dumbass match. I thought a couple of times during this match, Big E was gonna get a heart attack because when he missed that flop on the outside ring apron, he looked like he was grabbing at his chest, and Jey Uso just kept fucking kicking him in the chest. I don't know if you know this, but Rey Mysterio accidentally killed a Mexican wrestler by doing a drop kick and gave him a heart attack.
Wow.
So yeah, Rey Mysterio almost thought about retiring at that point because of that. But yeah, Jey Uso kicked him about 2 or 3 times square in the chest. Looked like he hurt him real fucking bad. Thankfully he didn't get injured. Big E won the match anyway. It just seems like the Usos keep getting one win after another. Did I say the Usos? I meant the New Day. Um, but yeah, we had a three-man black man team doing a Martin Luther King "Keep the Dream Alive," which I have nothing against. I think that is absolutely true. And we threw in Adrian Neville for some whacked out reason. Okay. Um, backstage, no big deal. Who gives a shit? Tyler Breeze, Stardust, Connor, and Victor from the Ascension versus Titus O'Neil, Neville, R-Truth, and Mark Henry. 8 fucking jobbers in one filler match that took about the entire time all the way up to the main segment. Pretty fucking pathetic and sad. Anyway, that match did not matter. The winners of that match, just to say who won: Mark Henry, R-Truth, Titus O'Neil, and Neville. Neville picked up the victory with the red arrow. So great, good for him. Neville
Right.
got to win over a bunch of jobbers. Fuck him.
Neville's going somewhere.
Yeah, beating a bunch of jobbers. Let him beat a top name guy.
Neville couldn't even beat Chris Jericho, and he's like
Yeah,
the jobbest of jobbers.
I don't know. But anyway, then we get to the highlight reel. And this highlight reel, I was intrigued a little bit somewhat when Jericho mentioned about Brock Lesnar and him at the Royal Rumble as the last two guys.
Have you ever wondered why they're not letting Jericho have matches? They just keep making him do highlight reels and shit.
He seems like The Miz, only a better version.
Yeah.
Um, I personally think that if they don't have Brock Lesnar win the championship at the Royal Rumble, I want to see Brock versus Jericho at WrestleMania. I think that match would be fucking awesome.
I
And I
don't think
think that's what they were teasing.
have they ever had a match? I don't even think
No,
so.
they
Like,
never had a match in their entire career, and they've been in the same company for a long time. So I mean, those two one on one at a WrestleMania, I think that would be a fucking show stealer. Um, Personally, I think that would be really awesome. One small problem about this fucking segment. Jericho went ahead, started mentioning what he wanted, stating that. Then Brock came out. Came in the ring. Roman Reigns came out, didn't allow him to finish his entrance. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. He was already in the ring. I don't know what the hell the announcers were talking about. But we then get Roman Reigns to Superman punch fucking Brock and then spear him. And I'm going, huh? What the fuck? Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, the man who can't be beat, the man who can't be put down, was put down by Roman Reigns, who was getting his ass kicked last year at WrestleMania 31 and couldn't hardly do shit except for Superman punch and spears. What the fuck's going on here? Can you explain this to me, John? Because I don't know.
I don't know either. I didn't see this.
Well, you can check it out on that website I told you about, or check it out on the YouTube of WWE.
What
But
was what was what was Jericho doing? Was he just watching or what?
Jericho just stood there. He didn't fucking do nothing. By the time the Wyatt family came out, he was gone. No one even knew from him. He didn't do a damn thing in this whole segment. He just rambled on with Paul Heyman. That's it. I mean, this was just fucking retarded. We're talking about Chris Jericho's competing for the WWE World title at Royal Rumble, and yet he has not had one physical altercation with anybody. Not even a fucking jobber, for God's sakes. This is just mind-boggling what WWE is doing here. I really cannot understand any of what they're trying to do. You got one of the biggest names in the company outside of Brock and Roman Reigns right now. Chris Jericho is a sleeper type guy right now that you could possibly see as the Final Four participants at the end of this Royal Rumble. And you got him doing nothing? What the fuck's wrong with you? I mean, personally, actually, I've been doing a lot of talking. John, tell me something that you would have done different with Chris Jericho in this segment.
Maybe have him go after like him and Reigns like he goes after Lesnar too.
Well, that, or you could have had Roman Reigns spear Brock Lesnar, then have Chris Jericho do the code breaker on Roman Reigns and stand tall in the middle of the ring. That would have worked.
Turn him heel already?
No, not turn him heel. I mean, you have three faces. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't do much of anything. They're all going to attack each other if you're going to have them involved in the Royal Rumble match. So, yeah, I mean, not turn him heel, but he hits Roman Reigns with the code breaker, puts Brock Lesnar in a Walls of Jericho or something. Then you could have the League of Nations come out. They beat the shit out of him. And then you have the Wyatt family have a standoff with the League of Nations, and they beat the shit out of everybody, and that's the end of that. And then you end the show. That's how I would have done it personally, or a little bit different. But Jericho at least would have been involved. All he did was stand there, watch these two guys pretty much Brock Lesnar got his ass kicked. Brock went ahead, did a few things. He beat up the League of Nations, which was nice. It still made him look like the Beast Incarnate type character, but he got...
League of Nations came out too?
The who?
League of Nations?
Yeah, they came out after Roman Reigns speared and Superman punched Lesnar. But Jericho stood there and... Yeah, go.
Lesnar never got up and came after him or nothing?
Well, no. What happened was Brock got back up when the League of Nations came out. He started beating the shit out of the League of Nations. German suplex, F5 to Sheamus. Need Sheamus a couple of times before that. Eliminated some guys, threw the other two out. German suplex Del Rio and F5 Sheamus. Then after that, Roman Reigns speared Brock Lesnar again.
Why are they making... Go ahead.
And then the Wyatt family came out. Jericho was disappeared, gone. Nobody knew from him. He just vanished out of the clear blue. I don't know why.
Like Rollins did at Battleground.
Pretty much. And then Jericho, then the Wyatts came down. They appeared into the ring with their blackout, and then poof, they're there. And Roman Reigns tried to fight them all off, but couldn't. And then he got fucking Sister Abigail straight to hell into the mat. And same went for Brock. Brock got the Sister Abigail by Bray Wyatt, and they closed out the show. Why would Bray Wyatt be standing tall over Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns? He should have been
They're
standing tall over Chris Jericho. That would have made a little bit more sense. Chris Jericho is not in the same level of prediction of winning the freaking championship, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that they're kind of maybe teasing the idea that there's a possibility that Bray Wyatt might win the world title. But regardless, I mean, come on.
we all know he's not.
Yeah, and I'm
He's
telling you
never
straight up.
he's never even won a title at all.
I'm telling you straight up, really, to be honest with you, I think it would be great for match-wise. Bray Wyatt, I have to say, he is boring. But gimmick-wise and promo-wise, I like him. There is a thing that I came up with that would be really good, and I've mentioned this on Random Wrestling Talk with you guys. If Bray Wyatt won the world title and he rivaled with Brock Lesnar for the championship, they've already predicted that they're penciling it in Roman Reigns versus Triple H headlining WrestleMania. Okay, you give those two the freaking headline. That's testing Roman Reigns' credibility of being a main eventer at that point. They did the same thing with John Cena with Triple H at WrestleMania 22. They'll do the same thing now, 10 years later. What the fuck? Who cares? But you go ahead and you have Bray Wyatt capture Paul Heyman and torture him to death. They run rampant over WWE. They drive Triple H and Stephanie McMahon crazy and Vince McMahon crazy. They overthrow authority, all kinds of stuff, yet they're still heels at the same time. They could be a very unique type of heel faction. Personally, I think that would be great. So they have like some sort of diversity where that you can't really tell what they really are, whether they're a face, a heel, and they did that with Austin too when he first started becoming big. You do that with Wyatt.
That's one of the reasons why probably like everybody likes him.
What, Steve Austin or Bray Wyatt?
Steve Austin.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it makes it too fake. Like all the good guys like each other and all the bad guys like each other.
Yeah, well, Bray Wyatt and his faction would be like Steve Austin, only you're using multiple guys. Not to mention that might also help the other three guys that are with Wyatt or Bray Wyatt, regardless.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really cool. Storyline wise, it would be very interesting. You capturing Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar's fighting his way to get Paul Heyman away from the Wyatt family and so forth. Kind of do what they did with The Undertaker and Kane, only this time makes some fucking sense. Continue on what you were doing. They didn't do that with Undertaker and Kane. They just captured him, dragged them out of the arena, and that was the end of that. No explanation where they took them, but who the fuck cares, right? But yeah, I think that would be perfect. I think that would be a really good match for Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar would get to work with some young talent, and Bray Wyatt would get some, respect from WWE fans. I think he would do very well with Brock Lesnar. I think he could take the bumps from Brock, and I think Bray could dish out the same thing back if he wanted to. But tell me, we're going to do like a small little Royal Rumble prediction dealing with the Royal Rumble match itself, nothing else, because that'll just take too long doing the whole prediction for the whole show. But just who do you really think at this point deserves to win the WWE World Heavyweight title?
Deserves or who I think will win?
Deserves. Fuck who we know who's gonna win. It's either gonna be Roman Reigns or Triple H. I truly believe that's what's gonna happen here.
I think Lesnar really deserves to win it. Because he never he got his rematch and all, but Undertaker came out and they just kinda said, fuck him getting the title after that.
Yeah. And I think that was a smart move anyway. I mean, not to discredit Brock Lesnar or anything, but Seth Rollins wasn't doing bad with the title. It's just that his character was kind of stale. He needed some sort of backbone, really, is what he needed to be an over heel, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
So, and then if Brock Lesnar was to win, which I wouldn't have an issue with either, I think Brock Lesnar should win the title. I totally agree with what you said. Who do you think he should face at WrestleMania?
I kind of like the idea that you said with the stuff with Bray Wyatt.
So you think that Bray Wyatt would be the best opponent for him, and he goes through that type of storyline with Brock Lesnar, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa. I'll tell you the truth. I think that would be great. You know, it would be a really good twist to that.
What?
Bray Wyatt goes through a tournament to become #1 contender to face Brock Lesnar. They finish it at the Fastlane pay-per-view. And then Bray Wyatt does all that stuff
I
with
don't know
Brock
about the
Lesnar.
tournament stuff. We saw how shitty the tournament was earlier during the Survivor Series thing.
Yeah, but this would be different. You wouldn't have the most obvious fucking people winning the damn matches. You know, Bray Wyatt is not exactly what you call a guy expecting to win any big thing except having a rivalry with somebody. Bray
That goes
Wyatt,
nowhere.
yeah, and that's another thing. It goes nowhere. The storyline that I came up with, I believe, it goes somewhere. It progress into something really good. Eventually it wouldn't be a very long rivalry. I would probably say, a month, maybe two, if they have Lesnar for other dates for like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view the next month after WrestleMania. But that would be about it. And I personally feel that Bray Wyatt is possibly, outside of Roman Reigns, the only guy you could go with that's not predictable. That's it.
I mean, who else is gonna win? Bo Dallas.
What about Bo Dallas?
I said who else has a chance to win? Bo Dallas. He's Slater.
Fuck. No way. No. But, I mean, they could always go back to Sheamus again. That would be just a fucking torture of hell for all of us as fans of wrestling. We could get Chris Jericho, but that would just be another veteran carrying around the fucking belt, going nowhere with it. Who the hell would he face? Brock Lesnar? Okay, well, whoop-de-doo. They could just make that a singles rivalry match. That would be more suitable, in my personal opinion. Triple H, fuck him. He's had his major moments in his career. What the
You
fuck
know
does
what?
he need to win the
You know
title
what's
again?
sorry, but you know what's funny to me? I don't
Hmm.
know if you've ever seen the pay per view. You probably seen it because it was in your hometown. Survivor Series 2000 when Austin gets the forklift and Triple H is in the car and
Yeah.
drops him.
Yep, I
Tri-
have that on DVD.
yeah, Triple H was on Raw the next night, and he gets
Who?
attacked by Roman with like the chair or whatever, and he's gone for months.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a good. The making it like Roman Reigns is more powerful than falling 50 feet in the air from a forklift.
You gotta make him look strong, damn it.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man, but I'll tell you the truth. I don't know what the fuck the deal is, but Brock Lesnar looked weak as hell in this end of this show. Um, he got his ass kicked big time. Outside of beating up the League of Nations, he didn't do shit in this whole segment. He got his ass kicked. Um, the only one that really ever got over on him during his Beast Incarnate type gimmick was actually Seth Rollins. Everybody else, even including John Cena, got their asses kicked. And for them to do this to him is downright just fucking messed up.
I don't know. He like ended the Undertaker streak. He dominated Cena at SummerSlam. Just
And he kicked Undertaker's ass at
yeah,
SummerSlam, even though they had a finish where Brock Lesnar lost. The
and beat the fuck out of
loss
him
wasn't
in the
even
Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, and he beat the shit out of Undertaker. Undertaker didn't even look like he had a chance, even though the match was a good match. I thought he should have won, personally.
I actually forgot what won match of the year.
What?
I said I forgot which match won match of the year.
Uh, I don't remember. I think it was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at
I thought it was
WrestleMania
the
31.
I thought it was the Royal Rumble match, the triple threat match.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, that match. That was a very good match.
Yeah, it was.
Brock had some really great matches with a lot of good guys in
I
that.
think all of his matches in 2015 were great, 5-star
Yeah,
matches.
yeah, they were really good matches. The only match I didn't like was the match with Seth Rollins, and
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
because it was a very short ending. It wasn't even the ending; it was just the match was short as hell. It felt like something you could have seen on Monday Night Raw or something.
yeah.
I mean, that was just retarded. It was nice to see Brock kick Seth Rollins' ass and see Seth take some bumps in that match, but he didn't have to do it for very long. And maybe that's the reason why they decided to go that route, which may have been smart. But it didn't really matter. He totally dismantled his fucking kneecap, and now he's out for the whole remainder of the year until like the summer. So that didn't really do much good anyway. But
I
anyway.
hated the finish with him just disappearing and Undertaker come out.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that, nor did it really matter. I mean,
No, no bell rung or nothing.
yeah, that was the whole thing was just fucking stupid. And pretty much what WWE's done is stupid. And I'm gonna put one statement out there for everyone watching this Raw review, and I've already stated this last week, and I'm going to keep stating it until it is done and over with. If Roman Reigns, by any means, with him being number one in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, number one in the Royal Rumble match, wins and retains this title, which I think more than likely is going to happen, outside of their WWE pay-per-views on the network, I am not watching Raw or SmackDown or reviewing them anymore. I will be doing
Wait,
WWE
you said if Reigns wins, you're not gonna watch Raw no more?
after WrestleMania
Oh,
32.
yeah, yeah.
After WrestleMania 32, that will be officially done. That will be the nail in the coffin for me. I will finish out the rest of the 2015-2016 year up to WrestleMania 32, and I am done with WWE's current product shit on television programming and helping them get ratings on that crap. Because personally, they don't give a fuck. They don't care about help building the pay-per-views. The pay-per-views sometimes have some good quality stuff going on in those matches, and I enjoy watching them sometimes. But to sit there and waste 3 hours of my life on a Monday Night Raw episode or 2 hours on SmackDown, which I don't even watch anyway,
I haven't
maybe
seen it in a
once.
year.
But and truthfully, Mauro Ranello, he is a very good announcer. I predict that by next year or 2 years from now, you will not see Michael Cole as the head announcer anymore because this guy sounds a lot like um, freaking JR, and he's an authentic sports announcer. He has announced MMA fights, boxing, and he also has wrestling announcing skills too because he has announced for New Japan Wrestling as well. Um, so yes, to replace Monday Night Raw's shitty fucking programming, I will be doing retro Raw reviews. Currently, right now, I've been watching them in chronological order. I'm in 1998. I might restart all the way back to 1993.
Wait, they have every episode of Raw on the network.
Yes, they have. Well, not every single Raw, but they have all 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, and 2001. 2002, they have some gaps in there. You just got to wait until they fill it up. SmackDown, it's kind of bad. They don't have every single episode. 1999, they have every single episode from the first episode all the way to the last episode of that year. 2000 they got every single episode until you get to episode 30, and then there's gaps in between. So I gotta wait until that shit starts unloading. I don't know when they're gonna work on that, but they've been working on Raw episodes, so I'll be able to do them on a consistent basis. So SmackDown episodes I'm gonna have to wait on for the retro ones. But I will also do retro pay-per-views. So I'll be pretty much gonna make my World of Wrestling show outside the pay-per-views for the current product about retro wrestling. And that's about it.
I'd love to do some of those with you. I love watching the old pay-per-views.
Well, then, by all means, man, when I go ahead and I get that, once I get to the point where I'm getting to that pay-per-view, if you want to watch it, go for it. And then once you're ready to review it with me, we'll review it. But I want to do it in how we do the Monday Night Raws and the SmackDown reviews and the pay-per-views in that same kind of fashion. So definitely, Roman Reigns, you win the damn belt and retain it with being number one. Regardless, I like you. I'm starting to enjoy your stuff, but you go ahead and you win that damn belt after something like this, where obviously you're the first person to be entering the Royal Rumble match. There should be a bunch of guys trying to eliminate him at one time. I mean, this is about his fucking title. If you don't have multiple guys trying to eliminate him at one time, the whole thing's a fucking retarded Royal Rumble. And that's probably what's going to happen. Nobody's going to try to eliminate him all at once. And that's just retarded.
They should make it interesting by having him be like the first guy eliminated.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know who would win. You'd be knowing you get guaranteed a new world champion.
That and I think they should keep him around by like the midpoint. Like by the 15th entrant, I think that's when they should eliminate him. If they were going to have a bunch of guys eliminated at one time, I don't think one person should eliminate him. I think maybe Triple H distraction involved. I think that would be a good idea.
Put the whole Wyatt family gangs up on him and eliminates him.
Yeah, I think that would be better. If you want Roman Reigns versus Triple H, do it without the title, please. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Roman Reigns versus
the title.
Yeah, I mean, and you have Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the World Championships. That's just fucking predictable. Everybody knows Triple H ain't gonna win the title. What does he need to win the title for?
He's the game.
Well, I mean, I like him. I think Triple H is fucking shiznay. I love watching his old stuff, but he ain't that guy anymore. He's an older guy. He is now playing the role somewhat of Vince McMahon whenever Vince McMahon allows him to, and that's it. I mean, he has his one match a year type of thing at WrestleMania. He doesn't need a championship run at all of any kind. So yeah, title
He's
out
up
of the
there with
picture.
wouldn't that be like his 14th title reign?
Yes, it would be. And
who the fuck up with Flair?
Yeah, and who the fuck needs to see that? Nobody. And even if he won the title, okay, let's say Triple H wins the title at the Royal Rumble. We all know if you have a match between those two, Roman Reigns is going to win. Regardless, anything happens, those two face each other, Roman Reigns wins. So why have the title on the line?
It'll be like last year when everybody thought Reigns was going to win, but this time there's no money in the bank, so you know he's going to win.
Exactly. This match is not going to work out for the best if they have a title on the line. I don't see it going to work. I see it as a fucking waste of time. I don't see it something as what they need to do. But they need to go with somebody else to win the title, and that's all there is to it. They need a surprise match.
Sorry for interrupting you, but plus, even if it's at WrestleMania and Roman Reigns versus Triple H, you know that they're going to boo Roman Reigns out of the building.
Yeah. I mean, he's gaining some sort of popularity by everybody. I mean, he's not like being booed half by one group of fans and cheered by the other.
The WrestleMania crowds are usually like the hardcore fans that like know everything.
Yeah, Yeah, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think the hardcore fans are even caring to watch wrestling anymore. I think that's another reason why Roman Reigns is getting over with the audience now. But hey, that's just part of the course. You either like WWE or you don't. Me, I'm a loyal fan to it, but there's just so much I'm going to deal with watching where it just gets to the point where it's downright ridiculous. But anyway, any last thoughts you want to say before we close out Monday Night Raw review?
Well, I just want to say, I totally agree with you though that after WrestleMania, I'm done. Tired of being pissed off of this shit. Being pissed off of this shit for 6, 7 years now. It's getting old.
Well, honestly, you know what's funny? I have not really hated wrestling, WWE wrestling, since until 2014. 2014, when Daniel Bryan should have
But
been the man to win the Royal Rumble, and he wasn't even in it. That's when I knew there was something really bad going on behind the scenes with WWE, and I
you
just
weren't
didn't
you
buy
weren't
into their shit
you weren't
anymore.
pissed you weren't pissed off when Miz was main eventing WrestleMania.
You'll be really shocked by this. I was actually behind the Miz during that point, but once he lost that title, he was shit. There was nothing to say there. He had momentum. I mean, he was the
he
most
put
hated.
In my opinion, the match he had with Cena was one of the worst in WrestleMania main event history.
Oh yeah, that I totally agree with. But him winning the damn,
It was worse than the Bash '09.
yeah, I mean it was pretty sad. The match was actually going decent in my opinion. It's just the ending was fucking garbage. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there, but that's what they wanted to do, and
I know they were just like, "Oh, how about we do a double count out and then Rock comes out and we restart the match?" That's a great idea for the main event of WrestleMania.
or they could have just had a no holds barred match to begin with, and that could have been the solution to the problem. But like they did with Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17, which we both agreed on is the best fucking WrestleMania of all time, outside of a few others that might
Yeah.
compete with it or even be over it. But yeah, me personally, I I want to, I got the WWE Network. I'm gonna watch the pay-per-views regardless, and see them. The promos will definitely give me an insight what's going on, because watching these shows week after week after week is not giving me a whole lot of detail and insight of what they're trying to go with these matches and building up the matches for the pay-per-view. So there's no point. And personally, after 2014's Royal Rumble, it gave me insight really that WWE does not have a fucking clue what the fans want or what's good for the show, because Daniel Bryan should have been the Royal Rumble winner and should have been walking out the World Heavyweight Champion as he did, but he had to go through a bunch of bullshit, and the fans had to beg Vince McMahon and the WWE to do the right thing for Daniel Bryan, and they almost didn't, but they thought, hey, if we don't do something now, we're going to end up fucking ourselves in the long run anyway at this pay-per-view, so fuck it. We'll give him the damn title and put him in the main event. That was the end of that. But anyway.
So what was like Batista supposed to win the title?
Yeah, I think he was originally.
So what were they gonna have him hold it for a month? Because he left like a month later.
Well, he left because he didn't like the direction they were going with him. Number
Well,
one,
he had to promote his new movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, or whatever.
yeah, he had to do that, but he didn't like the direction that they were going with him. He said that he should have been a heel from the beginning. I should have never been a face.
True.
He said that the audience belief about what a wrestler should be a world champion has changed. They don't like the big buff guys like myself, so I would have been perfect for a heel role. Not to mention I'm in Hollywood. I played great playing a Hollywood type bad guy. He also mentioned that he didn't like what they did with Daniel Bryan. They think that he thought that when he won that match, and beat Batista. He thinks that Daniel Bryan should have never showed up on Raw that week. He should have had that whole week
No,
off and recovering.
no, he didn't say that. He said he was pissed off they didn't want him selling the next night on Raw. Cause
Yeah,
remember he was all bandaged up before the match.
yeah,
And
that's what I mean. That's
the
what I
next night
mean.
on Raw, he didn't even like wear like the tape or anything. He was like perfectly fine.
Well, he also mentioned that they shouldn't even had him on the show. Period. They should have had
Did
him
I didn't
for.
hear that part.
Yeah, I read that he said that he should have been just completely off the show for the whole week and then showed back up the next week after, to show that, hey, he was banged up, roughed up. And truth of the matter is, he was. He was banged up to shit. There was no
Yeah,
reason for him to be out on the show. That might have been a reason why he got injured.
yeah.
I mean, the next night he was getting freaking tombstone pile drive through the steps and the announce table. What the fuck?
Did you listen?
So,
Did you hear that on the Chris Jericho podcast? That's where I heard this from.
oh, yeah, I didn't. I think I might have heard it. I might have misheard it, but I actually read it in an article. He's mentioned the same thing too.
Uh,
So he might have added it in some other things in that other interview that I read the article from. But yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's just,
he hates the PG stuff. He wishes they didn't go PG.
yeah. I know. I mean, it's not. I mean, truth of the matter, I don't think it's really PG. It's just their outlook on what should be PG. Because you look at WCW, WCW was a PG era. They had nothing but you go on the WWE network, look at their Nitro episodes, and they're TV PG. Okay, so I mean,
They cut
and
though.
huh?
They cut.
Well, I mean, personally, the show looks pretty much the same as it did when they originally aired it, so I don't see much a difference outside of the music because of
No, I
copyright.
meant like they cut, like they bleed.
They do.
Yeah, and I've always saw like Ric Flair, and he always cuts it.
Oh, and they bleep him out when he talked? Yeah, so what? Who cares? I mean, they did that in the Attitude Era too, and they were TV 14. That doesn't really make a fucking difference. But I mean, they looked like a fucking wrestling
Not wait, I
company.
meant like Ric Flair. He always cuts. He bleeds all the time in his matches.
Oh, they cut that out? I'm not quite getting what you're saying here.
Now, like you
Cut.
said, WCW is PG, but Ric Flair bleeds all the time.
Yeah, and their show was PG. It was TV PG. So guess what? I mean, WWE's outlook on what's TV PG is for children.
Bullshit.
It's for children, straight up. I mean, it's straight up for children. That's all there is to it. And that's great and all, but they should have it for everybody,
What
not
about
just
us?
kids.
What about the
Yeah,
people who aren't
adults.
dumbasses?
Yeah, I mean, for adults, I mean, it should be for us too. I mean, give us some adult stuff in this show without crossing any major lines, you know? And I even mentioned this. I don't know what, I don't remember what video it was. I think it was last week's Raw. I said they should have, and then I'm going to cut this off because we've been on here for quite a while.
This is
And
gonna be the longest Raw review ever.
yeah, I don't think I've had a Raw this long before. I do apologize to all of you for this being as long as then. I hope you viewed all of it. If not, well, please watch the rest of it if you get to this end of the video. But yeah, that made absolutely no sense. But that sounds like WWE for you. But anyway, yeah. Closing out this whole thing. Yeah, WCW was PG. WWE is PG, but with it's like children PG. And I said this in one of my videos on the Raw review last week. I said they need to have, like, if, with the brand extension, they should do this with TV programming. One should be for children and family. One should be TV 14, and that's it. You have one for children and family, And the other kind of episode you have for adults, TV-14. And there you go. Simple as that. You appease everyone, and everyone gets an opportunity to watch what they really want to watch. So that's my opinion. That's what I'm sticking with. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this Raw review with me and my follower and subscriber to the World of Wrestling, and I am a subscriber and follower to his. I enjoyed watching your Raw review from last week, by the way, John. And I hope you guys appreciate and enjoyed watching this episode of Monday Night Raw Review. And thank you very much for watching. Lay the smackdown on that subscribe button and leave your comments and opinions down below for this piece of shit Raw review. Thank you very much, and have a great night, guys.